What's happening, ladies? I may have messed up again, like normal, and I already built the co-op, and it didn't save. So, yeah, here I am. We're gonna do it again. I guess I'll do it live, and those still didn't go away. Oh, man. I thought I had everything right. Guess not. Okay. Not really sure on what's going on here. What's up, Stiffy?
Oh, surviving.
Well, that's a start, I guess. I need to get rid of those 3 bends again, which I did yesterday. No problem. And now I don't know why it's... Probably because I don't have a farm started. Like
Playing on
normal.
a server?
Been trying to get this one going for a while. Well, let's see what happens here. Maybe I need to buy a chunk of land too. I don't know.
How you guys doing today?
Good, yourself?
Oh, not too bad. I was watching a double stream between you and Pleasant View Farms right now.
Oh boy, I didn't know he was streaming.
Yeah, it was exactly the same time. I just closed the stream just in case I have any voice issues.
Alright, so that should be saved. Let's see when it's saved. The heck, it's still not saving that correctly. Why isn't it correlating? Oh no, it did. Never mind. I suppose I don't have anything up because it's terrible. I always forget it.
The mod hub has been having so many new and updated mods today. That was the big one.
Delete them. Everybody's finally getting back to catching up with the game update, I suppose.
Yeah, there's a cool American workshop that got released.
And the updated Highway Plains view.
Slot 5. Good, good, good. Save. Start. Alright, let's see if I got it this time. Legacy, how'd you know? He might come in later. Lindy, how's it going? Jesse, it's tree knocking, not tossing stones. I don't do that.
Who tosses stones these days?
Hey Colton, what's up? Come on. I've been doing nothing but fighting problems all day.
Both at home and work.
Hey Kane. Oh no, I didn't work today. It's wet.
Oh, yeah. It's probably hard to work in the job you're doing right now with being wet.
It's wet.
It's been pretty wet down here too.
What? You can pull an earth mover with a boat.
Yeah.
You can try.
You'd be better off putting it on a barge and carrying it.
I was about to say a tugboat at 30 feet of water.
Oh, jeez, Jesse. Winding and snowballs, huh? Let's go back to live stream. We should be golden. I'll just build the co-op again.
That's what I kind of did this morning after the new map update. I just ended up redoing my farmyard build, but I changed a few things around it.
Come on. They're gone. Okay. Sweet. This will be out of the way. Let me sell all this crap so it's not in my way. Alex, I'm good. Lindy, we got Stiffy here. And
Hold off.
Jake CRD with us. I'll be fine, Legacy. No more. No more. But I actually get to redo this and not mess it all up this time. So that's a plus. I know how I'm going to mess it up, though.
You added row carb ready to this beta version of yours?
Mm-mm.
This
This one is not real crop ready.
probably will be soon.
Sooner or later.
I have not tried it once, actually.
I was, like I said, fighting something else today. So there was no way in heck I was going to try to get real crop ready to work on this one just yet. I had enough of GE and mishaps today.
Oh, God. I kind of happen to... Sorry, Stiffy.
I was just saying, good old Giants editor.
Uh,
40 hours worth of work, and then all of a sudden, boop, it disappears.
Yep. Come on, go away.
My brain fried itself so much after I was working on the gleaners for the last several days when I was trying to get the update out.
Oh man, I found them the first time the last time, and now I can't find them. Actually, are they containers?
The propane.
No. There they are.
Oh yeah, those. I forgot.
Since it is a beta version, I gotta place my own down, so.
They'll get a co-op on the map eventually.
Oh yeah.
It was just kind of hard for me trying to put stuff up on Monteith.
It is a hilly map.
Well, there was not a lot of, besides that, I guess that grass area that you could mow hay with, that's about the only spot you could pretty much build your farm on, but that's quite a ways.
True. What's up, KJ? Thanks for stopping in, man. This is kind of blessing in disguise. I made my driveways a little too narrow the last time, so.
honestly don't know how to answer that, just because I never done dual monitors before.
I do know at one point in time when I was trying it on my laptop that was not okay for it. I had one port to go into the graphics card itself, and the other port was kind of just into the integrated one. So make sure you're getting it into the right port there, Jesse. Try to build a nice slope coming off over here, if I can. Probably not.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That might be his newest update when he gets that update out for that barn.
$95 mods out. Yeah, that's pretty good for Giants anyways. Legacy, you're slacking. Everybody else is beating you to the mod hub. Now, as long as I don't take it away from the bend, I should be pretty good, but I want to smooth this out the best I can. I might actually leave a little bit of grass and bushes around the bend site this time. Doesn't look terrible.
Builds character.
Gives the high school kids something to do. Oh wait, I didn't even bring that one out yet. There you go.
He's using
Very
that
nice.
Gill mixer.
Which one?
The Gill one that Derry Deer had on his stream. Blizzard View Farms is using the same one.
Oh, nice.
I never downloaded it yet.
I didn't get it either. I honestly really want to go with a bigger feedlot on this one. With this save. So
Yeah,
I'll
Big
see
Flat.
if I go that way or not.
Big Flat Texas had a feedlot. They had like 3 or 4 pins on both sides, and I tore them out and put a bigger. I put the buildable feedlots up and built my own, and it made about 10 on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I called it, a big feedlot in Texas.
Oh, come on. Wrong tab. I need to get some more placeable decorations, like I said last night, so I could fill up like a co-op yard with a bunch of containers and stuff.
I like all old anhydrous toolbars that are just sitting around doing nothing anymore.
Oh, I'll get them in eventually.
Yeah, we have a co-op just up the road from me that had a couple that just it sat for almost 20 years.
Oh yeah.
They used to do grain, but after new company took over, they did away with grain and decided to just be anhydrous or fertilizer or seed.
It all has its perks.
Yeah, my dad had memories of helping building the concrete base on the old bin site that used to be there.
Eh. The hell with it. No, that work phone's going again. It just needs to leave me alone. Alrighty. Now I'll go back to painting some grass in. I just don't like how the views suck in the terraforming tab.
Yeah, it's very finicky than it was in 19.
You can't even get down there and actually see some terrain, which bothers me.
That's something they should update the next game, is to have it a lot better so you could see it but so much easier.
Mm-hmm. And then cut down this way so we're not all sitting in a ditch. That don't look half bad. I'm not usually one for this. Oops, I just went over the road a little bit, but
Gotta restart the save. Messed it up.
shh. We ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I didn't even hear it.
I told him, oh, when he said, oh, I screwed up, and I'm like, I got a little bit of the road, and I said, oh, time to restart the save.
Okay, slap some trees over here quick. I think we're done. Oh wait, Stiffy, you got that birdhouse?
Yeah, funny.
I'm pretty sure
Funny.
everybody else will laugh with me. Where's Legacy when I need him?
Speaking of birdhouses, today me and my buddy went down and looked at a planter, and we were coming on our way back. We looked out, and there was this little wood wagon for like ear corn.
Mm-hmm.
We were laughing at the fact that this guy thought his he was too lazy to put a pole in the ground for his birdhouse. He just took the birdhouse and nailed it crooked to the side of this old wood trailer, and it was sitting out there in the middle of nowhere.
No, that's funny. Alright, that is that. That is that. Alright, now we are good to switch farms.
So you setting this up to get people to play on with you, or or is it just so it's easier for your streaming stuff?
As of right now, it is a beta version and everything. So really, as of right now, I'm probably just going to play on it with myself and possibly a couple other people. I don't know, and the issue is it has the buildings on it that Monaco did up that we don't know when those are going to get released. And
Well,
I really don't want them to
somebody
get
helping you.
leaked.
Well, I figured like it'd be like Legacy or DR or somebody. is what
As
I
of
meant.
right now, they are not into this game.
Everybody gotta take their breaks. Can't go full gear on one game for all of your life, or you go nuts.
Correct. But I did hear from DR that he is getting back into it. So hopefully we have some updates coming.
That'll be sweet.
Give everybody something else to play on again. And then also, I need to be testing these maps in MP anyways, dude. Like, kind of just needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured if I got a server... What do you mean I can't sell it?
Did you see that? There's like a pole or something floating.
That's me.
Oh,
Black mode.
How much you want to bet? Yep. I'm gonna have to jump back and forth between the fucking bank. Damn it. He set that up like that, huh?
Just give yourself $999,999 until you're done.
No. Not what I mean. This farm automatically starts on farm ID 1.
Oh yeah, with getting rid of fences and crap. I didn't think of that.
Yep. And that's one of those things that need to be handled. Alright, let's get that right there. Jeez. Who really needs to talk to me tonight?
It's probably legacy. He's like, should I kick Stiffy out?
No,
Like an hour?
it's literally my work phone. Quit it.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a little steep. Bring it back into there. Start right there. Eh. There you go. I'll be somewhat wide enough for a semi.
As long as there's a competent driver behind the wheel.
I wouldn't say that. But KJ is right. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. If you don't like the stream, go ahead and hit the dislike button. You're not going to hurt my feelings. A reaction's a reaction.
Somebody's being a suck up. I'm just kidding.
But he's not.
No, I'm not really.
You're a dick. I gotta have somebody remind me how to do this. I forget all the time. Alright. How bad did that cut into the barn shed this time? Okay. Let's bring this back a little ways. Come on, smooth. Smooth transistor. I think you guys just need to get a PC. I'll say it over and over. Console is fine. It's all right. I'm not hounding on you. I am just saying, for this game and many others, I made the switch and I never looked back.
They made a Husqvarna axe that you can actually cut trees with in Farm Sim.
Okay.
I'll
Weird.
stick to my assault axe.
Gamer Girl Alex, thanks for the sub. PC Master Race.
Somebody's got to balance all this testosterone.
Yeah, there's quite a bit in here. Alright, so now I gotta remember where this was. Container. I think I fixed this correctly. I think.
This ought to be good.
So it ought to work just right. It should. Probably not, but hey,
What's it supposed to do? Act as a silo extension?
Yeah, so that's what the actual propane is in.
Gotcha.
So with the state controller, you are able to have a separate point, and like I told Thunder, this was like my main piece with it. I like the idea of having a tip point for your propane. Okay, fine. But what about for the people that get it delivered by the co-op instead? You know? So that's where I was like, I don't want to actually have to deliver my propane. And that's when he was like, well, here you go. Just make it we'll put an extension in there, and then that extension you could technically buy from. You'll be fine. Wow, another sub. Clip GG. Make sure you clip that, G.
I like your cut, G.
Come on. Straight lines now. Straight lines. If I could paint a straight line, that would be great. And I wish I had a placeable culvert to go down in here. That would be handy. I thought there was one at one point in time, or I made one. I can't remember. But I know I had one at one point in time. It was like separate piece culvert. So you'd place one on one side of the driveway and place another one on the other side. And it'd just look like it's culvert. And then I also see I gotta go through and put short grass in because this grass doesn't match the stuff that's here. There we go. That don't look half bad. Oh, got a little big. Yeah, that's what she said.
Squatch, there are children present.
Oops. Stiffy, earmuffs. Alright, I think the farm's all built. I think. We're gonna run with it.
Crying out loud.
Da. Colton, that isn't even nice, dude. You gotta stop with this whole selling the Peterbilt things. That ain't right.
A famous man once said, "That boy ain't right."
Alright, so now we are good. I'm probably going to go the same route I did yesterday. Where's my settings? Come on. My mouse pad is actually getting really bad. I feel like it doesn't even hardly register my mouse anymore. Unless my mouse batteries are dying again.
That is always a possibility.
Actually, I'm going with... Ooh. She ain't going to have much for power, but she's going to have something.
It may not be new. It may not be the big guy. It may break down every other round.
You
but
work
the
on
bank
them.
still owns it.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I used to work on them. Now I just sell parts for them.
Yeah.
I had somebody come in the other day.
6 is good.
He just comes in and he's like, I need parts for my sprayer. He says, I'm getting my sprayer ready for next year. I'm like, okay, well, what do you need? And he said, well, the hired guy was supposed to winterize the sprayer. I have now come to find out that that was not the case. And I'm like, oh,
Ooh.
no.
That's going to be expensive.
Yeah, it was.
The only issue I have with these combines is the camera's so freaking high. You look like
I don't know what it is, but it feels like the combines are raked so bad, like they got a California or like a drag racer squat going on. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and it's so freaking irritating because that is not how you sit in a combine. I mean, you sit up there high in a combine, but you don't have to. Like, you're not sitting right on the top edge. I gotta get my freaking track IR set right. Alright. Get comfortable. Sit up just a little bit. Okay, now I'm good. Maybe not, but whatever. We're just going to be slouching a little. Where'd I put the head? The only issue I have with track IR is now when I look at the chat, it picks it up. So if you guys get motion sick, tough shit.
Gliders were the bomb. Sucks you can't get one anymore.
Alright,
Buy a truck and put whatever motor you wanted in it. Now they're like, but then you get around emissions.
Emissions. You have to have emissions.
I don't know how pissing urea into the air is going to fix our problems, but apparently the government thinks so.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either. We gotta hurry up and fast forward time.
You know the government. Anything else to get taxes?
Anything to make money, dude.
Dude, I got my W2 today, and I cried. Like, actually cried.
You ain't the only one.
Like, my I don't know if I bumped up a tax bracket or what the hell happened, but I paid over 10 grand in taxes this year.
You bumped up. Just send. Well, no. Let me tell you this. I think it was like 120 and then 150 for a couple tax brackets.
Oh, my take home was like
You don't have to
45
say
grand. My gross was like 45 grand, and it was like, I'm gonna cry.
They getting rich off of other people all the time.
It made me sad. I'm hoping my tax refund's gonna be really big, but I know that it's not.
Oh, it could be.
Because I always have them take out extra taxes so that I get a tax refund at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. We'll see. We did our reviews though, and I got a raise this year, so I'm happy.
Hey, that ain't bad. You're getting somewhere, right?
Yeah, I'm getting places. Not college, but places.
Yeah, we want the big fatties.
I don't have the other piece of that puzzle there, Wiggums. I just sit at home and build birdhouses all day in my basement when I'm not at work.
He's a birdhouse freak. Yeah. Alright, I seen what KJ said. Have kids, they give you money back. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I don't have the other piece of that puzzle.
That is
it
so
eludes
good,
me.
dude. That is so good.
You can have some of mine. No, thank you.
No.
Oh, sorry. I still haven't gotten rid of this freaking chest cold. Today my boss is like, do we need to take you out behind the woodshed and put you down? because I've been hacking for like a week and a half, and I
Yes.
think if it doesn't go away by Monday, I got to go into the hospital. They got to give me medications.
Alright, so eventually I'll buy field 75. 77 I don't want to mess with yet. 76 is oofta.
It's Dairy of the Deer. Hola, Dairy.
Hey, Derry. Where you at, homie? Out partying, I take it. Which one's going to be ready to harvest first? Aw, crap. Map ain't fully loaded. Good deer. Good deal, Dairy deer. Oh, wow. Trying to eat or say that at the same time is not good.
Trying to boot up the pooter. Ah, that's nice. You can get some pretty decent trucks for real cheap. I've seen a couple of trucks, like, I don't know if he's talking actually IRL or if he's talking in farm sim, but I've actually found
IRL.
a couple of. I found a couple of like Peterbilts and stuff that have gotten into accidents that like wouldn't take much to fix them. There was one truck I was really tempted to buy because it was a rollover, but it was the exact Pete that I wanted. It was a 389 that somebody put 379 headlights on, and it had the big over the road sleeper on it. And all it really did was it when it laid over, because from what it said in the description, he was dumping a belly dump, and it just laid over right there in the middle of the yard.
Sure.
So he didn't skid it down the side of the highway or anything. But it was only like 15 grand was all they wanted for the truck, and the motor and everything was still good. Like, it ran. It's just the sleeper was tweaked, so you would have had to put a new sleeper on it. Like, the cab was fine, the engine was fine. They actually had video of it running. It had a I don't remember if it had a Cat or a Cummins engine in it.
Doesn't sound too bad.
No, it wasn't. It's sold now, but I was like, man, if I had 15 grand and a CDL.
You still haven't got the CDL?
No, I didn't.
That would be step one, homie.
I can drive semi-truck. I just can't do it for money unless I'm working for a farm. I really want to get my CDL.
You should have just got it step one.
I know. The farm I work for now has automatic trucks, and it makes me cry.
No.
I miss
should
driving
be
stick
illegal.
shift. I know they should. They suck. This one international had to have its transmission reprogrammed, and it fucking drives like shit now. Well, it didn't drive very good to begin with because it's an automatic, and it didn't really understand what life was about when it meant. It's not really got a big enough engine in it, so it's really slow to get up to speed when you're loaded.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got a Volvo, which is the better of the two trucks, because that's got an 800 horse Cummins in it. That one will move when you're loaded, which is odd to say, but it's a lot faster than the old International. But yeah, something got fried in the transmission control computer, and it's had to get like recalibrated like 6 times, and the shift points still aren't right. You just sit there and you'll wind out first gear at like 3,000 RPM for about a minute before it'll finally shift into second gear.
I think I'm gonna keep it that same color. The only thing I'm gonna do is lengthen it just a wee bit.
Call it the White Knight.
Okay, good. I barely made it back in time. Once we hit daylight, we are good and golden for harvest. Make the money.
The corn changed.
Because the last little bit of money I got is going to go to be propane, to dry down the corn, to sell the corn.
Nice.
Boo.
Your backup is here.
Good. He doesn't have to worry about it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So far, the night is young.
The night is young.
Well, I mean, you didn't start off with issues, so that's a better sign than yesterday. Hey, I don't believe in jinxing. I'll speak my mind.
That's not entirely true.
Yeah, that's not entirely true. There was some hiccups there. Whoa. Come on, what am I missing? Oh, that's so irritating. I'm gonna have to give Kyle crap for that one.
What do you do?
It bothers me when they say you got to unfold the combine and the freaking ladder comes out.
Oh yeah.
A ladder's supposed to fold in. If it has the option, it's supposed to fold in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to having cattle right away on this first go around, so we're just not gonna do cornstones. Let's see how bad my head tracker or track IR is. I don't like it that much. Maybe I can do this. There it is. That's a little better. I just need to adjust like the cameras in the combines. If everybody would put their camera on mouse control so you could at least like move them up and down, that'd be way better.
I don't think everyone accounts for track IR though.
Oh no, it ain't that. I just always felt like a lot of these combines, the cameras are extremely high.
Oh, gotcha.
There he is. I wish I would have had the real crap one finalized. There's something bugging it out, and I've been working on the other project today, so I didn't have time to go back through and do it. Otherwise I would have put the start and spring mod in and we would have been planting. I am tired of doing harvest. And, okay, why isn't that working now?
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had somebody ask me to do something for him.
Gotcha. Where's
Whoa,
my...
what the? My escape screen is all bugged out and I cannot move.
You might want to rejoin.
Yeah, I've got a mouse event on Lua.
Oh, is it where you try to quit and it just puts you back to the map and doesn't load everything?
No,
No.
I'm just, my menu's so messed up, like I'm missing tabs. They're just completely missing.
I'm gonna
And I've
tell
got-
you to rejoin because I don't have, or I don't see any of those issues in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna rejoin. I've got 6 escape buttons. Alt F4 and out the door.
Where's my throttle? I think that was a mod. I can't remember now.
Are you talking about the throttle for the VCA?
Uh-uh.
Oh.
Well, yeah, maybe it is the VCA then.
Because I don't remember what other mod that does it by itself without the VCA. I don't remember what it was.
There is no... You got keep speed in VCA, but no throttle. Vehicle sync, same thing there, but that is not... Like, for some reason that's not on. With the controls. So did they take the throttle stuff out? Because even my slider for the cruise control doesn't work in MP. Hand throttle access right there.
Gosh dang it.
Still
Happened
doing it?
again. Yeah, as soon as I go into the escape menu, it bugs everything out.
I had that. What was my problem? I'm trying to remember now.
Birdhouse.
No, it wasn't a birdhouse. It was something else. It had something to do with, it was a script mod, something to do with mapping. Like it oh god, what was it? Oh, it was that Anhydrous Ready, precision farming mod
That ain't
was
it.
caused. Okay, well then it's not that then. What's your log say?
It just says, what did it say? I just shut the game down. It said something about a mouse event, and it didn't give me anything before that that would indicate what the mod causing it is.
See, that's what it's probably one of these script mods in there for slider, cruise control, and all this stuff. And that if that's not gonna work, like it does in single player, then I'm just gonna eat it out. I'm gonna have to, but I'm not having any issues. It says you come in, it says you player extension new called. You joined the game, left the game last time. Nothing ever came up. So if you're able to join the game, all the mods should be correctly the same version. But Aussie, I know what I'm doing. It's just things aren't working right. You guys play this game, you know that. For whatever reason, my cruise control slider and now my throttle input is not working, because I should be able to run this straight with my throttle slider like I do in single player. But I guess we'll go back to old school.
Could it be possible it may not be multiplayer compatible?
It should have said
That's
something.
what he's thinking. It could also be one of the more recent updates.
It's the more recent update broke it, probably. I just thought of that as you were saying it. And that's probably the same issue you're having.
Yeah, I can't do anything once I get into the escape menu to join a farm.
It did it again.
Yep, it is repeated.
Try to restart your PC, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work tonight, I guess. Which sucks. Do you got the mod manager tool?
Yep.
Did you try reloading your folders?
Yeah, but that won't do anything because the game doesn't have to go through the mod manager to read it.
I'm just... Did you create a new folder when you...
Yeah. It's all separate.
And
nothing else is in this folder.
Active. Okay. That's why I still think maybe it's just a restart.
I think it's just mods. I'll try restarting, but I doubt that's going to do much of anything.
I agree. Ozzy, you're right. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. Deny. Oh, I don't have that straw pack in, man. I don't need it. Not with Thunders.
It does cause conflicts to some other mods.
And that's funny how that happens. It's a mod that goes to Mod Hub, and it causes problems with previous mods they already have. It is hard writing the game Lua over. And it just mind boggles me that they let things like that slide.
Especially trying to get it on console. That was a joke.
Oh, they're part of the team, I'm pretty sure. Creative Mesh did Pumps and Hoses too, so that's the DLC. See what I mean? So I wonder how extensive Giants actually tested that straw add-on.
I know Courseplay doesn't like it when you get near the building that you use to make your bags of those pellets.
Huh. That ain't good.
Well, they fixed it in 22, but I know in 19, if Courseplay driver goes near that building, everything bugs out and you have to stop everything on Courseplay, but you can still save it.
Mm-hmm. You got to know the Courseplay console commands that will stop Courseplay.
Yeah.
I forgot them since 19, but if you know them, then it kind of helps you out with getting through a mishaps with Courseplay.
I think it was called CP Stop All, if I remember right.
I'm pretty sure you're right. This stuff ain't yielding worth a crap. Only 166 bushels an acre. Let's see if my precision farming is working at all. I just need to be able to buy purchase soil information. It does work, and I don't know why that stuff is coming up yet. So that part of it at least works. I can at least see now my rates that it needs to go. Once I get row crop working on this, I think the track IR will come in hand a lot more.
Oh yeah, it'd be just like harvesting corn on 30-inch in real life.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is she going off on? Freaking Pixie, I swear. She just likes to bark over nothing.
It's not nothing to her, though.
She's a pug. What does that tell you?
She can't see where the crap anyways.
Oh, she's just downstairs with my mom.
Mm.
Yeah, she's the newest in our litter.
Ooh. Moving my seat helped a little bit, I guess. Oh, he came back before you jumped back in course or Discord. Thanks, ODF. I appreciate that, man.
Computer restarted, log still yelling at me.
Damn it.
I also got a ton of Lua for interactive control before I started the game. I don't see why that would be the issue, though.
For interactive controls?
Yeah, let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's what the error was.
Did you do download all, right?
Yeah, I downloaded everything and then I replaced Carroll because you said you updated it.
Yep.
Try re-downloading Courseplay. I've had it sometimes when I'll hit that download all button and it for some reason won't grab the whole mod.
No,
And it gets really
he wouldn't be
stupid.
able to join game then. He's able to join game and then it freaks him out. So there's something on his end that is not working right. Do you have any other mods in that mod folder before you put the ones for
Clean mod
the
folder,
server?
nothing else. I made a brand new one to put all this stuff in.
I kind of figured you did, but man,
I've got enough space.
No, Lindy, I'm not restarting my PC. I'm not the one having issues. Justin, yes, tree knocking is going on, boy.
I think it's scripts not liking multiplayer.
That's just strange that you're having the issue and I'm not. Because you'd think even if I somehow did not get my game updated, I would not be able to play on a Deddy, right? So therefore, my game's updated. All my stuff is the same. I mean, we can try going and pulling those out real quick. I'd have to remember their names real quick, though.
Otherwise, I would say just try re-downloading just the Courseplay if that's what's throwing all kinds of.
No,
Errors
it's a
in the
mouse
log.
event. And I don't know
No
what...
courseplay errors.
I don't know what that is.
It could be anything. That comes from a lot of different mods. Only scripts, though.
Well, right. And if it's throwing an issue with interactive controls, I don't believe that for a minute, but...
That was just one I noticed. There's a bunch of other stuff going on in here, mainly textures, but interactive control does have a string of Lua errors. You know, only other errors I'm seeing are related to nodes and buildings so far.
What? Alright, so can you hit your key bindings before you go in game?
What do you mean?
Find your key bindings from the main menu before you start a single player or MP game.
Yeah, 1 sec, I gotta restart the game.
Because I'm guessing you could go through there and see if there's some key bindings to say like interactive control and interactive control, the cruise control slider, and all them towards the bottom. If you have any issues with like key bindings, you playing on a controller or mouse and keyboard?
Mouse keyboard.
So there could be some key bindings overlapping, which that's where I think you're going to have an issue with.
How would I know that they're overlapping, though?
When you scroll through the key bindings on the bottom, yeah, you'll just have to... Usually what I do is I scroll all the way to the bottom, and then I just start looking through like VCA and all them. Because a lot of them I had to delete except for the parts I use, like the differentials and stuff for VCA. That's all I have for VCA. Everything else doesn't have a key.
Will it highlight different if there's a conflict or something?
It only tells you when you go ahead and try to re-key bind it to something that's already used. Then it would tell you.
Mm-hmm.
KJ, as of right now, we have our normal crops from Tahitian. And I don't know if we'll be adding much more because we already got Ryan Tahitian. And if you do row crop, you really don't need the narrow beans anymore because the planters take care of that if the planters are set up for it.
Especially the split rows.
If it's set up for it, yeah. Which I've been doing some testing for some better and greater row crop stuff. But I don't know if it's going to work for a 4X map. I almost had it and then it freaked out. So I don't know why it's not loading the game anymore, but it isn't.
Speaking of planter, there was already the in-game Kenzies that someone did. They made it multi-fruit compatible.
If you done it right on your map, you don't need a multi-fruit planter.
Well, I think they just do it for consoles because they were trying to they're probably tired of trying to figure out what seed row to use to plant small grain, and so they just did it that way.
Oh, I gotcha.
I've done it back in 17 because I had no good seed drills that were old enough to get my job done, so I did it that way too.
But you don't have to edit the actual planter itself. All you got to do is your map. So like I said, if the mapper wants it, or that's why I say PC is superior, because then you have the opportunity to go in and make every planter have the capability of doing soybeans, and you don't have to worry about editing every single planter. All you got to do is edit one file in the map files, and you got it.
Oh yeah, that's how they do it when it comes to harvesting equipment too.
Mm-hmm. Oof. I'm getting hungry. I need a piece of chocolate.
That's gonna be a answer we don't know, Lindy, because he hasn't been posting much updates about it.
So I purged like half my keybinds and nothing has changed. It's definitely a mod conflict.
What you
That's the only
thinking
thing
it
I can
is?
think of.
I mean, if you're saying that you have mods that are supposed to do something and they're not doing it, I think those would be the first to go. There's also interactive control throwing up issues that I wonder.
Can you try to
Which
replicate it in a single player? See if it does it in single player, and then we could figure out which ones it actually is, or do you want me to do it all through the server?
I'll boot up a single player and see if I get errors, but the thing is that loading into your MP server, I checked my entire log, and when the mouse event happens, there's no mods that are pointed to straight away with it, and the only major Lua call stack I saw was interactive control that came through like 12 times.
Do I need to have that on for like your tractor and JCL's combines and stuff?
It's not required by any means. You can play without it, which is, and I made sure to design that tractor so it can be used without it if people
Alright.
load up without having IC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've had issues with interactive control, but I play single player all the time.
Yeah, and I haven't either in single player, but it hasn't been updated since the most recent update, so I feel like any script mod that hasn't been is subject to investigation.
Oh yeah,
That's the only thing.
I'm gonna do a purge on the server here in a second.
I'm gonna
Because
boot
the
up
only-
Carroll in single player and see what happens.
I had a random blue error coming from that, but it only showed up in the load mod section. It didn't show up further down in the log. It was fine, but it was just in the load mod section it would do that. But ever since this new update, I'd never seen that again.
And see, that's one reason why I started with the server, because it's like, what is going to work, what isn't going to work. I don't want to be constantly fighting it, and if I got one with a lot of mods that I like on it, and I don't have to do a lot of bringing other mods in or swapping mods, then I got one and all I got to do is swap the map on it.
No errors in single player.
Go figure.
So it's definitely a multiplayer
Oh.
issue with those mods.
Yeah. KJ, you're not wrong, and I'm going to do it right now because it's going to be way better having somebody else run the grain cart. Or somebody else running the combine. It won't take me long. It's literally just a couple X's in there. Intermission. Oh wait, be right back. We want be right back, right?
Yeah, pull interactive control because I'm not getting that Lua section from it in the single player. That might be one of them.
That was the first one I was going to go after.
Yeah, that and then whatever mods you said weren't working, just try and pull those out as a precaution.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I know the extra gears mod that was like one of the earlier script mods. It did the same thing. It would put out little errors at randomly because it was overwriting the transmission in the game.
What is the other one?
Is it something with gearbox or something?
I already got that one. It's cruise control slider.
All right.
Okay. Now to remember what they're named. Oh boy.
Were some of those from the GitHub originally, or were they on the mod hub?
Most of my stuff is from the GitHub because it's the most recent. Cruise control
Yeah, I guess
access. Okay, that's not even on there. It's in my mod folder, but it's not on the server itself. Even though it shows up in my key bindings. Strange. Yeah, that is very strange. Alright, let's see here. What was the other one? Wasn't there an issue with Simple IC and interactive controls throwing a freak?
Those have never conflicted in my experience, but I've never played multiplayer.
Okay.
I never had issues with those conflicted.
They're supposed to be out. We'll boot this back up and double check.
So which mods did you remove? I'll try pulling those out of my mod folder too.
Simple IC, interactive controls, and God, there was a third one and now I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Gearbox add-on. Which I got a feeling that one's probably the freaking issue. Oh, come on. Just find the game and load. KJ. Be nice, KJ. What are you doing over here? That ain't wrong, KJ. I am old and I stay home. Friday nights in my 20s, I don't really remember them, dude. I can honestly say that. And why isn't my stream even working?
I'm already past those 20s age.
I'm getting closer. Sunday will be my 28th birthday.
Mm.
It's my golden birthday too.
You're making me feel old now.
We're up, Derry. I don't have... And just normal mod issues. Nothing that should really break it.
Alright, I've got my mods removed and I'm gonna boot up.
Except for this one.
And that's just warnings, so that's not... That has to do with one of the placeables on the map. I saw that earlier.
Oh, it is the vehicle sell point, Lua. Uh-huh. It's probably the buy point I put in right before this. We should be good. I hear you, KJ. When you start young, bud. Ah, you joined right as I'm backing up. Now I can't move my head.
Hmm.
Hey, at least one good thing, you got fast internet and I have fast internet, and it don't take long to sync.
Hey, no issues.
Sweet. So we know
We
it's one
st-
of those three.
And if I had to guess, interactive control is most likely one of them.
Yeah. It had the biggest issues in your log, so.
Oh, hello there.
You here?
General
hi.
Kenobi.
I was trying to buy a trailer for you.
Sorry, I had to.
So am I running green cart for you, or what's the plan here?
Yeah. As of right now, I don't have much going on, dude.
I just tried opening the door. I really do miss it.
Uh-huh.
I guess we've been running simple IC on my server and haven't had an issue. And most of them, if it's set up for interactive control, it'll work. It's already working with simple IC.
You're gonna catch a lot of lag here in a second. If you done it already. Alright, so I got your trailer there if you want to use it for the semi to begin with. But
Gotcha.
we are broke. So I'm gonna have
that's
to go
right.
get a loan.
Is this grain going into the silo?
Yeah.
Roger that.
It is a Friday night. That's why I haven't seen Brady yet. But I didn't see Brady yesterday either. Is he anywhere around there, Stiffy?
Around like
Discord.
online or? Oh, I can go see what Bradley's up to.
He's probably in Kyle's.
I don't think he goes in there anymore. I haven't really seen him in there in a long time. Yeah, he's not over there.
But that take a long time to get all those bales picked up out of that cornfield when they have to do corn stalk bales like that.
Yeah, he's not even online.
Farmals, you're not wrong, bud. You're not wrong. He must be at the bar. He'll be on later. KJ, you're about the same. I'm about following suit, man. Except for my office ain't that climate controlled. I'm in the basement by the sump pump, and the last few days that thing's been a roaring with all the rain we got. Finally stopped today.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a mess today, but it wasn't that bad.
We got it over an inch of rain last night, and let me tell you, my my job site was not ready for that. Not at all.
I can imagine you don't want to risk getting that equipment stuck.
Oh no, I had dirt shoved out that was supposed to fill in the low spot. So I had dirt shoved out in loose pile, and it was supposed to get compacted in. Plus I never got it fully finished, so it's not like the rain just buzzed off. It literally went and it literally went right to my pile and then soaked in. So I'm just going to have a mush when I go there. Yeah, I better stop.
was gonna say, what you harvesting there, buddy?
No, I was looking at where you gotta drive. I'm coming up here to get roads straight,
Ah,
and then I'll do a good cut through.
I should have figured that. This is why I don't go in a combine.
You're too used to a chopper. You go wherever he goes.
Yeah. Just follow the chopper, follow the leader.
Yep.
And the plus thing with a chopper, especially when you're chopping corn, is it doesn't have to be exactly right in the rows like a corn head does on a
where are we
combine.
going?
Yeah, nowhere near. We plant 16 rows and we chop with a 10 row or a 12 row.
I'm surprised they never made any bigger ones yet.
Well, they need the choppers to take them. 12 row is a lot of material. You can have to have a 980 or a 990 Jaguar.
Yeah,
Even
most,
the night.
most
go
of
ahead.
them,
I
was gonna say,
think
most of the
Krone's
big
building a
choppers-
14 row.
Most of those big choppers that are running dual engines, one to propel the combine and one just for the threshing unit, because you run in 8 and 12 rows through a combine, you got to have that much horsepower just not to lock the thing up.
Combines don't need nearly as much horsepower because half of it doesn't get processed.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of combines I see, they run no bigger than 8 rows. It's just, that's decent enough, but even on a smaller combine with an 8 row, you're pushing a lot of material through that thing.
20 row, huh?
I think the biggest I know of from Deere so far is a 16 row, but I thought I heard something about they were working on a folding 24 row with
Legacy.
the X9.
I don't want to hear it,
He didn't
bud.
let me.
I don't want to hear it. Not tonight, bro. You get your fireplace done yet? Probably not.
Ooh.
Yeah, I need to get some money so you got something to do.
I mean, what else is there to do? You only got, like, what, a couple fields?
Uh-huh.
Tillage work. I
Yeah,
suppose you
Right.
Well,
don't
I think the other one's beans.
The other
I don't
one
think
is
you got enough.
beans, but...
have enough field combine yet. Anyway.
Oh,
Or is that beans or is that oats?
beans. There's only corn and beans on this map when you first start it.
Oh, narrow soybeans. Okay. It didn't look like the normal bean color.
Oh, there you go.
This is bullshit. I want a refund. Nice one.
Hey, come around the back door, Legacy. I'll meet you there.
File it with the claims department. You'll get an answer in 1 to 2 rounds.
Well, that just goes to say that he's not working on his fireplace like he said he would.
Just tell the wife you need a specialty tool and it'll be 3 days away, and then there you go. You don't have to do it for another 3 days.
Oh, let's max this buddy out. Ah, can only take it for 20 years? Dang it. Alright, Daria, I'm gonna buy some other things. And you can put them away. No, I didn't put the 40-20 on. Maybe I did.
Is that JD Farms Machinery's Oliver?
Not JD's. It's actually Dairies and JCL's.
Oh, collaborating.
Yeah, we threw that together from an FS17 model. It was basically found a piece of junk on Mod Network. I fixed it up. JCL put the right color on it, and voila!
I remember that Oliver pack back in 17.
It is still rough.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I remember the 2255 Oliver on that thing. The hood and like the
Oh, I
front part.
forgot the other bit of that. Dang it.
Yeah, the front hood and grill on that 2255 at certain angles on camera. That thing did some weird crap. It was rough.
Legacy, go home.
I wouldn't mind a nicer looking 2255. I actually do like those tractors.
I'm
You
right
should
there
bug
with
JD
you.
enough to release one of his Olivers.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna push it.
We'll go this way. I didn't miss all of his sound guards, did I? Oh, there's the 40 to 44. Alright, we're good.
Yeah, as long as you got something, at least one sound guard, you're good.
Well, I mean, 7 and 8,000 series.
Yeah, if you have one of those too.
I find myself not liking sound guards as much, but I feel like we just haven't had good enough mods for me to appreciate them. No offense to Tired Iron, but Gender kills it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I agree with you, but I'm a Soundguard fan all the way.
Just like Tyson, he loves his sound guard.
Let that quad range just sing.
Yeah.
I've only been in 2 sound guards in my life: a 4230 power shift raking hay, and a 4840 when I was about 6 years old.
Ooh,
Really?
I like the look of the 4840.
Yeah, those are definitely my favorite sound guard. And then right after that comes the 55 series.
Which not much has changed other than it's not just the decals, but they changed the instrument cluster on them.
Yep,
That's
they
the
went
main
from
difference between that.
They went from
Yep.
analog to digital.
Yeah, and the 60 series took over that as well, except the only difference is the way they placed exhaust and the fenders were different.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of your tachometer costing $100, it now costs $200.
It was probably way more than that back then.
Oh, you do not want to know what, like, on like that combine that Squatch is running. Like, go in the cab for a second, Squatch,
Hold on.
and look at the command. Okay, are you returning? I suppose. If you look at the command arm, where like all the where it tells you your yield and your header tilt and all that, one of those modules alone, like all 3 of those modules, but one of them alone is about $1,500.
Are you talking about on the right pillar?
Yeah, on the right pillar, you've got those 3 computer modules. They're
yeah, I
not
know
cheap.
what you're talking about.
I've replaced a couple of them, and every time I tell the farmer, they cry.
Yeah,
and I
my
kind of
dad
cry
had to-
too because they are extremely expensive.
The only
Especially-
thing I remember about sound guards is that they're a lot of fun to drive, and it's really easy to pop a wheelie if you start in 3rd gear.
Pretty much.
Especially if you're pulling a lot of heavy weights with a roll car cultivator.
First tractor I ever learned to drive was a 4230 quad range. It was my grandpa's stock chopping tractor.
The first tractor I drove was a 1486 International, and it was a loader tractor.
I am so sorry. I don't know what you did to deserve that, but I'm sorry.
Well, we had 3 IHs on the farm. And that one was the second most used tractor we used. The main one you used on a lot of jobs was a Farmall 706 with a 310 German diesel in it. Our primary tillage tractor was a 1466, and we didn't use it a whole lot.
I drove 986 and a 1486. Absolutely hate those transmissions. You need to carry a sledgehammer to get them in and out of gear almost.
Oh, my dad's been he's been in the same ballpark a little bit. He said they got their quirks.
Hey Squatch, just a heads up, the only shed that has doors you can open is Westerns. Everything else has triggers, but I don't get a option to open.
Do you own the property?
Well, I can open one of them.
It's that the bank owns them.
Really?
Yeah, because that's the first farm.
Oh.
Lady, that's not gonna happen. There's no way he can get that combine on console. I'm surprised no modder decided to make a next series cornhead that was after the 43 series before they came up with the 600C cornheads.
What would that be? The 93s?
Yeah, the 900.
93 or 94, one of the two.
Depends on what your row spacing was.
I think
Yeah,
the 90.
They also that
was
was also
the
the
30.
that was the also the first series that had a 22-inch option. You get like a 694 or 692 as a 22-inch row option. I forget which one it is.
Probably a 692, because I think the 94 is your 36-inch.
Yeah.
The 93 would have been the 30.
And I think
then.
the 3 was the 30. If that, because like, for example, I have an old 444 cornhead on my 4420, and that's a 36-inch row spacing.
Oh
36 or
yeah.
38, I don't remember which.
Heck, Laner had same sizes as well back in the day when they had them on those old combines. They had 28, they had 30, 36, and 38. There were some that had a 40, which I'd never seen one.
What I never get is everybody's like, "Oh, you're a beginning farmer. You should get 38-inch rows because it's cheaper equipment." No, it's not. Planter costs just as much as a 30-inch row planter. Yeah, okay. You spend a little bit less in seed, but you also make a little bit less money on because your populations are lower.
Yep.
Yeah, I built.
That's what it just did.
Yeah.
I should have done that in the beginning. Oops.
I think it was 93 or 94 they introduced the newer corn heads before they, all the way to 2006 or 2007 if I remember right.
Those cornheads came on the 100 series, like the 9500s, 9600s, 9610s. And then I think when they went up to the
STSs.
the STS series, I don't think those were the 600 series heads yet. I might be wrong.
No, they ran.
Get out of there, Derry.
They ran. They were running those all the way until about after the 60 series of the STS. The 70 series is when they started changing those corn heads.
Okay. You had the 50,
Yeah,
60, 70 series, and then you went to the S series.
There
Yeah,
we go.
Yeah, because I think the 600Cs, and I think that's when they went to the 600F series Draper heads at that time when 2007, because that was the first year for the 70 series STSs.
You know what I really hate about YouTube's chat? That stupid heart emoji icon in the bottom that always covers up the most recent.
Everything.
Yeah, it drives me nuts.
Yep.
I always wondered why everybody put that on.
It's
You
not.
can't turn it off.
Exactly.
Makes you want to
Hey.
walk up to Google and just punch him in the face. No. Bad Google. Go sit in the corner and think about what you did.
They don't care. They make too much money.
This PC Builder did a really good job on the Quonset sheds.
Yeah, I like them.
I don't know if they still make them these days.
Not a lot of people are putting them up.
They were pretty popular when I remember them.
Alright, Derry, run the combine for a little bit. I gotta go fix something.
All right.
At least you got the right
Because
set.
I messed up and deleted that farm. I should have just sold the buildings. I wasn't even thinking right there. Now I gotta replace all my buildings on the co-op.
They should run the right size corn head for that combine. 12 row would be pretty hard. It'd make it hard.
Oh yeah. But it barely pushed it. Still pushed it though.
Yeah, I tried adding that 1243 from Tire and Iron to make it a little bit easier, but I still have struggled with it. Which I find it weird because the 8820 turbo can push it.
It's not the head, it's the combine.
Yeah. I had to do a couple of edits to it myself to make the 94 and 9500 as well.
Rebuilding the co-op for the third time today.
Shh. Simple as that. Done.
And it took only under a minute.
Ooh. What peat did I get? It is this one. Dang it.
Already regretting your purchases?
I like the truck a lot. I just don't like how I have the Jake brake set up on it. I need
Sounded alright to me.
You hear how it just gets a little more quiet instead of actually like sounding like anything? That's my only downfall on it, and I can't remember how I did it. I'll have to go back through and look at my other semi that I got done with it.
Gotcha.
We got a lot of those old 379s being used around here.
Oh yeah, state controller. Dang it all, I gotta go in and set that up too.
Hmm.
Oh boy, oh boy. Input, wet bin, output. Alright, yep. I think those are only 1,500 gallon LP tanks. I could be wrong. Alright, we are drying.
Nice.
KJ. Deja vu for me all over again. Last 3 days. There we go. Alright, why isn't that working? I can only go in reverse.
Uh-oh.
You done did something.
I didn't even touch anything. I just started driving.
One downside.
Can I reset something on this? GS, what was it?
GS vehicle reload.
That's what I thought it was. I don't think it works in MP. Nope, it's not there.
Hmm. You want to switch?
Try it. Gotta do something here. Look at you being all John Deere boy.
It's the only way I go. Unless I've got the wardrobe plus in, then I'll put on a Kenworth hat.
Is it letting you go forwards?
Yeah, no issues here.
I wonder what the issue was.
Vehicle speed sync makes me look like a professional.
Yeah, Legacy. I forgot about that. It's not on your grain bin setup. It's on mine. Actually, it probably is on yours still, too. I don't know where we sit on that. I go back and look through our DMs, man. I'm pretty sure I sent you that file already. And it should all be taken care of. But let me guess, you're laying in bed already. Oh, for all the crap he gave me when I was sick.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. He's pretty not. He's pretty not good. Right
No,
now.
no, he's not. You dick. That's what I was trying to avoid. Hey, at least the cornstalk destruction's working on this one.
Hey. I'm guessing that state controller is only possible for admin and farm managers.
I don't know. You can't do anything with it?
I don't get the menu pulled up unless I'm missing the trigger. Not that I need to mess with it, I just figured I'd look and see how you were doing it so I could learn a thing or two.
So you go in by the big breaker box. Right in front of that would be the menu that pops up for all your bends.
Yeah, in front of the breaker box I got nothing.
Oh,
I just got the managed production point over by the
interesting.
computer.
Let's see. How about now?
Oh, I just got it.
Yep. So you got to be farm manager, I guess.
Interesting.
Wait for
Which
the lackeys not to screw up your grain bins.
I like that. To a point.
It does actually kind of work, because only the guy running the operation should be able to mess with it.
Right.
Or his trusted hired guy, because you can have more than one farm manager on a farm, can't you?
Oh yeah, you definitely can. Oh, you good there?
he's
Comment.
he's watching Tropic Thunder because he can't
Oh,
watch
no.
Dairy.
I'm just laughing at KG's freaking comment on that one.
Just a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Legacy, you're gonna make me learn how to start streaming sooner or later.
What's the matter with you?
It really isn't that bad. It's just like what Clutch does. I don't want anything to do with all that. That's a lot of stuff he's managing all at the same time. With all of his screens and everything.
You're
You're talking about, well, I see. You're talking about clutch simulation.
Yeah.
Or you could be like BS and have a server so you can play with yourself on your other computer and manage like 20 hired workers to farm an entire map.
Yeah, that's BS for you.
That's kind of cheating.
There's something wrong with that boy.
I played Westby on MP just so I could have 2 separate farms.
No, I mean like he has a desktop.
Oh,
and
I know
another
what
desktop.
you mean. He literally runs back and forth between the 2 computers. They're probably sitting right next to each other, but still.
Managing them.
I don't know if Random does that.
Random Sparks?
Yeah.
No. He is on that big ass server of theirs.
I don't watch much of him. I haven't seen his videos or live streams in quite a long time.
I don't
think
want to
BS
know the other
streams.
stuff, Ethan.
Other stuff. I don't know what he's talking about.
Probably with
It's
BS.
best not. I was gonna say it's best not to ask.
See, it's cool and all that y'all would want to watch that, but the thing is I don't think I have the time for it, especially since statics class is going to make me lose my mind.
That's
Nope.
right. You're still in college.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
What are you in college for?
I'm a freshman right now going for mechanical engineering.
I went to college for building trades back in 08.
Tell him to think hard. Ethan, do you know who you're telling to think hard?
There'll be
First
a
of
lot of
all, he's
smoke.
going to take that.
Ethan knows Ethan knows
dirty.
exactly who he is.
Oh yeah, but
I think I know what he's talking about, but that's not YouTube friendly.
that's what I was worried about.
Jeez.
You got Stiffy over here just
I
smoking.
can't say that on the internet. There are too many small children.
You got Stiffy over here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I'm pretty sure Squatch knows that story too. So.
Header stays on the combine.
Not when you hit the wrong buttons over and over.
Not
and
when you hit a
over.
road ditch hard enough.
Oh,
We had a customer and it was moving from field to field late one night, fell asleep, went in the road ditch and hit a telephone pole with the bean head.
Oops.
oh,
Hit the sucker so hard it ripped the header right off the feeder house. Brand new 745 foot draper head.
oh.
He literally didn't even tell his insurance company he owned it yet.
Oh boy.
He only had it for like 2 days, and that was the end of that. His insurance did fix it, but basically the entire thing had to be stripped off of the main frame and completely rebuilt on another frame.
Oops.
It was not cheap.
That's a big
Oh, and he had
oops.
to pay. He had to pay a pretty penny for that.
No, his insurance did, but I'm sure he's going to pay that back in insurance premiums.
Oh yeah.
It's a tax write-off at the end of the year.
It's pretty bad when you break a corn snout on one of them John Deere headers, especially if they got one of them sensors that, what do they call it? That
Oh, for the header
detects
height?
it. Kind of, but it doesn't. It's for one of the rows, and if one of those sensors go out, it won't even work with that row very well. I've seen it done and happen before on a case 2388.
I think you're thinking of the header height adjustment sensor that tells that combine how far off the ground the header is. And those aren't on every row. Those are only on like, well, I think some of them you can set up. There's like 3 sensors, one in the middle and one on each end. I don't think I've ever seen one that's actually set up for every single row.
I think like the 606s, they had them in the inner rows. It wasn't on the end rows.
You're talking about like the. Oh God, why can't I think?
They're like a little sled that rides on the ground.
Mm-mm.
And...
Yeah, the little bar
Oh.
sled stuff.
Jesus Christ!
What on
Yes.
earth was that?
Dang, you fell out of my chair.
You?
Yeah!
Sit still, buddy. You don't gotta get all excited.
Well, I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I hear a loud screech and I think the good Lord's come to take me.
Holy cow.
Thanks for stopping in, KJ. Appreciate it, man. You're getting old if you're going to bed already.
What were you saying? You were getting tired?
I'm always tired.
Mm.
Once you get my age, you learn how to just function tired.
I'm in the same boat right there.
Mm-hmm. Like, right now, I could go up, lay on the couch, and I'd be passed out in 10 minutes.
Takes me a little bit to pass out. It depends on what I do.
I hear you, KJ. Have a good one, man. I didn't know where you
making
were
a road
going.
trip down to Iowa. I found a 1971 Mustang for sale for cheap.
Yuck.
Some assembly required.
Yuck.
Is
I
it a
mean,
Mach 1?
No. I mean, it's no 69, but
68 to 70 is my range for any muscle cars whatsoever.
I didn't mind the 70 and 71 Mustang, but once you got to like the Fox body Mustangs, that's where you lost me.
No, the 71 has that weird back angle. They extended the back window
Mhm.
because nobody could fit in that back seat. So they drawed the back window out into the trunk even farther, and it didn't give it a nice angle. They just gave it a nice half moon round then. And in my opinion, that is all muscle cars. None of them look good after 70.
That's because all the gas laws went into effect,
Yep.
and to make them more aerodynamic.
72 was like the final year that they called them the true Mustang, because after 73 they had the similar design, but they weren't really a true Mustang anymore. And since then
they called them the Mach 2 or Mark 2 or whatever. I forget what
Mach-
they called.
Mach
Mustang
1
2. No, he had the Mach
Oh.
1s, but that was a trim package.
that was 74. I think was the Mustang 2.
Hmm.
Because
My-
I know Chevelle was the same way.
I got to get my dad's Mustang fucking done up. He's
I wish
got
I
a
could have bought my
1970.
dad's. My dad had a 1969 Mach 1 that was like a sky metallic blue with a jet black hood. God, that car was beautiful.
Dude, that's exactly what my dad's got for a 70.
I wish I could.
It's not a sky blue. It's Okapaco blue. I ain't
he
kidding
had
you. That's
he
the
had
factory
the car
name.
repainted when he went through, so I don't think it was the factory color anymore.
Oh.
So it was like a really dark, rich metallic blue
Mm-mm. Nope.
with a jet. Yeah, it was a jet black hood with like gold, like a gold, not like a yellowish gold trim around it. It looked absolutely beautiful.
Hmm.
But my dad never got it back together again. He got it all repainted when he was in the Air Force down in Kansas, and then started putting it back together, rebuilt an engine for it, and then I came along, and then he sold it because he needed money, and my grandpa bought it. And it sat in the machine shed at the neighbors across the road for like most of my life up until a couple of years ago. I went to go ask my grandpa about it. He goes, "Oh yeah, I sold that like 3 years ago," and I'm like, "Dang it!"
What?
Yeah.
Could have at
It's
least
just a-
gave me a
oh,
heads
wow.
up.
I got the motor. Dad said I could have the motor because what the heck was he gonna do with it? So I've got a rebuilt 302 that was rebuilt back in 1974. Something like that.
Oh,
So it's probably gonna need a rebuild again.
Just the gasket kit.
I'm just gonna throw it in, turn the key, and see what happens.
No. At least crank it. Does it have the fluids in it?
My dad, before he parked it, he filled all of the spark plug, like he pulled the spark plugs out, filled it with oil and like a grease mixture, and then he put the spark plugs back in it to try and keep moisture out of the cylinders and try and keep everything lubricated.
Really?
yeah, they taught
He knew it was going to be a while before he was going to get back to this project, so he tried to save it, but it's been sitting in the back of my grandpa's machine shed since before I was born. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I turn 28 tomorrow, so it's been there a while.
Mm-hmm.
Or not tomorrow, Sunday, but yeah, it's been there just a hot
Happy
minute.
early birthday, you crazy. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it
Thank
at
you.
that.
My mom had a long time ago, before I was born, she had an old 70 Torino 4-door.
Ooh, that would have been a fun car.
That would have.
Oh my god, that was the toughest car she ever owned. Had a 302 automatic.
I've got a 1976 F100 with a step side bed on it, and my buddy's really trying to get me to put a 460 in it, and I really don't think that's a good idea.
No, them 460s, you're gonna be, that's too much.
Oh, they're great engines, but that little truck, I would die.
Yeah, it's a lightweight. It's a light half-ton.
Lindy,
Yeah, it's,
I do have quite a few. I don't have any updated. I think the last time I bought any farm toys was just when they were getting into the plastic 3D printed stuff. I got a nice
Oh, my
New
dad does
Holland,
that.
I want to say it's a CR something combine that has the foldable auger and the foldable corn head and all that stuff with it. It's on tracks. I'm pretty sure that's the last PC equipment I bought. And I haven't been to a farm store in ages.
My dad does that 3D printing. He does steam engines, old steam
Really?
tractors and stuff. Yeah, and some oil pulls. I've got every tractor he's ever built. His actual latest one, he's been building the Wagner 4-wheel drives in 64 scale. I've got him in a display case here in my room. He's been
Ooh,
building them for a
Wagner.
guy. Yeah. Well, they're the John Deere Wagners, but he's also doing the Wagner versions later.
What about the Big Bud version? They also built those too.
I don't know if he's doing that one. They were just gonna do these ones because he's collaborating with another guy locally.
He's got a 289 with a little bigger cam.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, there's no difference between a 289 and a 302 and 351. They look identical. It's just the bore and the stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You can pull 351 heads and put them on a 302 and get a higher compression ratio and really make some power.
That's how they did the 302 Boss.
Yes and no,
They
they
did.
had their own heads. They were different than the 351 heads,
Yeah, but I think
but
they
in essence they were the
pistons in 'em.
same.
I think the 302 Boss had 351 pistons in it, if I remember right.
My dad's Mustang, we got the 351 rebuilt. We put a slightly bigger cam in it. And we don't have it like put together and start by any means.
Yeah,
But
my
I
dad's
want to
60
put that together because it's a 4-speed behind it.
My dad's Mustang
Oh.
originally came from the factory with a 351 modified. Somebody pulled that, put a Cleveland in it, and then somebody stole the hood, the bucket seats, and some other stuff out of it while it was in storage. And the people that owned it before my dad were from Mexico, so they were home during the wintertime and water got in and froze and cracked the block. And my dad bought it for $250 back in probably 80 something.
Wow.
Yeah, could you imagine that, buying a 69 Mach 1 fastback for $250 nowadays?
That's literally impossible.
You might get one of the tires. And if you're lucky, it'll still have a hubcap on it.
A friend of mine threw up on his Snap story is at Barrett Jackson auction. A redone 1970 Ford Bronco went for 70 grand today.
At a 70,
Uh-huh.
I've got a 19.
they were totally different.
I bought probably the best purchase I've made this year. I bought a 1979 Ford F-150 Custom that's fully loaded for $300.
A 79?
Yeah, 1979 two-wheel drive with it's got a 302 V8 in it with an automatic.
Wow.
I bought it.
Automatic.
It doesn't have a title, so I'm going through the state getting a new title for it because it's been like 4 owners. I'm the 4th owner since it was last titled.
Jeez.
But somebody put long tube headers on it. They put brand new tires on it before they parked it. The hard part is I can't find an exhaust to bolt up to the long tube, so I'm gonna have to make something.
I would just rip those out and just put stock ones on.
Nah, I don't mind it. I wouldn't mind running some long tube headers. I'm just gonna make do true dual exhaust and put a couple of glass packs on it. That'll
True.
sound nice with the 4-barrel.
My dad doesn't like those type of exhausts.
They're not bad. It's just depending on what you can do.
Well, I remember my dad's old brown truck, that old 75 half ton. He ran that thing straight pipe for years, and he never got in trouble for doing that.
Yeah, I fired mine up in the driveway. My neighbors have not complained, but one day because like where I live, it's all a bunch of old people. So the one day Orland, my one neighbor comes over and goes, "I heard you got that truck running." I go, "Yeah, I got it to fire and run." And he goes, "You aren't gonna drive it like that, are you? I might have to get a new pacemaker." I said, "No, I'm not planning to drive it like that, Orland. It's way too loud." So,
No
because yeah,
such
basically
thing.
right now it's coming straight out of the long tubes. There's no glass packs, no nothing behind it. It's
It's literally running on the manifold.
yeah. I got that thing home. By the end of the day, I had it running.
That ain't bad.
I gotta put new fuel tanks in it. Like, it needs a. What I thought was interesting was, so before it got parked, somebody put brand new tires on it. They were still holding air when I went and bought the truck.
Wow.
I rolled it up onto the trailer. Since then, one of them has gone flat, but all the other 3 are still holding air. I would not drive them 10 feet on them though. They're pretty. they're bad.
Pretty crack.
They got more cracks in it than most tar roads. They're brand new white walls, if that tells you anything. So they've been on there a while.
80s.
No, it had to be.
They weren't like full white walls. They just had a white stripe around the whole outside. But yeah, if that tells you anything, they're old tires.
Could have been a bias ply because they had notorious of white walls like that.
Yeah. If I don't know what I'm gonna do with the truck yet. Mainly, I'm just fixing it up because it's the exact paint job I wanted, the exact cab configuration and everything. It was literally what I originally set out for when I was looking for an old Ford truck to fix up. It's that two-tone dark brown and cream and AC truck. It's got, it's 2-wheel drive, which is fine because I'm not really planning to pull it through a lot of mud, and I kind of like the 2-wheel drive hubcaps and stuff that they had back in the days, the old dog dish hubcaps.
Oh yeah.
It's a really nice looking truck and it came from southern Iowa, so it's basically got no rust on it.
You said southern Iowa?
Yeah, it came out of O'Brien County is what the license plate said on it. It was last registered in I'd have to look. It was last registered, I believe, and it was 96 or 97.
I don't know if that's west or east of me.
O'Brien County. I'd have to look it up. I've tried to and get a hold of whoever used to own the truck, but I called the Iowa DMV and they're like, is there any way I can give you my information and you can send it to them or anything like that? No, there's nothing I can do that way. So basically what I got to do is I have to file for Minnesota has something where I can file for an abandonment title, and basically I have to have the truck cash bonded through my insurance company. Basically that way if somebody tries to come back and sue me for the thing, it's taken care of, and it's not that really big a deal. But I'm not really worried about it right now because I've got other things going on. But
right,
I got to put fuel tanks in it and new tires on it, and I got to try and whoever was driving it, I'm thinking why they quit driving it was because they must have smoked a fence post and pushed in the bumper on the passenger side and the crinkled the fender a little bit. I'm gonna pull the fender off and try and straighten it back out because there's no rust on the fenders. They're immaculate. And there's a dent in the passenger side door, which I'm probably just going to replace the whole door when I have the truck repainted. But it's insane how little rust is on that truck. I literally saw it sitting on the side of the road. I'm like, oh, that'd be a good parts truck for my step side because I needed doors and a couple other things. And then I got in the truck. I'm like, holy crap, this thing still has floors in it. I'm like, yeah, I think we're going to make this one the primary truck, so I'm thinking about just cannibalizing my step side and putting the older, 76 front clip on it and make it look pretty.
Yeah, the front clips are the main difference.
You said smoke to fence post. I forgot you were talking about a truck, and that sounded like a real strange sentence.
Yeah, no. Smoke to fence post.
I guess for being a college kid,
That's just a really big stogie. There you go. Now you can go up to your classmates and go, I'm gonna go smoke a fence post tonight.
That's terrible.
I know it is.
Don't give them any ideas.
I just reject them.
Well, that's right. You guys don't live in Minnesota, so I don't know if it's legal where you guys live.
I think it is down here.
They just made it legal for recreational use. And I tell you what, I thought they were stupid people before.
Oh, my freaking neighbor next door. He and his white steady cab half-ton cat eye every freaking night, I hear them trying to do a burnout out there, and I'm always thinking to myself, what the heck is the cops when you need them?
Yeah.
When I was in high school, a bunch of the kids in my class are like, "Do a burnout! Do a burnout!" And I'm like, "I've got 410 gears and a 302. I can't do a burnout."
Yeah.
Literally, I'd put that thing in drive, put my foot on the brake, and hit the gas, and the whole frame would torque and flex, but it would not break the rear tires loose.
Yeah, that higher gear ratio, they're not meant to do that.
I tell you what, though, that truck could pull. It has overload springs in the back to make it a 1-ton, and somebody put a gooseneck in it for pulling a horse trailer, and put a cushioned ag hitch on it. So that truck has seen quite a bit of work.
Oh yeah, my dad's old green 79 was the same way a little bit. That thing could pull, but we're trying to watch the rear differential in it a little bit. I mean, it's still holding, but we don't want to try to stretch that thing as much as we could.
That old pickup, it's a 92 F-150 in the two-tone brown and tan. Extended cab, long bed, dual tank, so it's a heavy pickup truck. I always kept really good care of it when in college because I grew up in that pickup, and then I had a tire shop put tires on it, and they must not have got the back driver's side tight, and it came off and destroyed the truck bed and the bumper, and yeah, after that I was kind of just like, and then I hit a deer with it like 2 weeks later after I got the tire and stuff fixed, and yeah, I've still got the truck. It runs and drives, but then it got hailed on by like it wasn't tennis ball, it was softball sized hail.
Ooh.
Yeah, so surprisingly it didn't break the sunroof, but it needs a completely new windshield, and there's quite a few dents in the hood now.
You had a sunroof in that thing?
Yeah, it's got I don't know if you call it a sunroof or a moonroof, but it opens up and angles back. It was in it when my dad bought it.
Could you stand outside of it if you wanted to?
No, I couldn't.
That's a moonroof.
And then it had a moonroof in it. You could just angle it back and it could vent out the cab.
Yep. Was that aftermarket, or do you think that was factory?
I'm pretty sure somebody put that in after the fact.
Yeah, they had to have.
I don't think they offered a factory moonroof in those trucks.
I don't think they did, because even the square bodies, they never had one.
Whoever did it did a really good job.
Doesn't leak?
It does not. It would not if it weren't for the fact that the hinges on the front are kind of messed up, and I have not been able to find a replacement. Like, one of the pivoting hinges on the front came apart when my dad was driving it down the road, and we lost the part that goes through the glass that screws onto the clip that holds it to the cab, and I have not been able to find a new one, so I just took a bolt and stuff and kind of just made it work to clamp it down. But I was surprised, because with that big a hail, I figured that moonroof would have been in pieces, but there's not even a crack in it.
You got lucky.
Alright, we gotta watch it. We gotta watch out. Legacy's here.
Oh, he's actually in the chat?
No, he's in the VC.
I mean?
Yeah.
Meh, you're fine.
Hmm.
My friend, his dad had a 1970 Corvette Stingray with the T-tops, and his brother took it to prom and dropped one of the T-tops, and it didn't break, so like it did fracture it, it did shatter it, not the whole thing, but it's not completely broken either. So they got lucky on that point of it. But I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Come on, man.
I would have gotten so pissed.
Oh, his dad was mad. You know how you can't find them.
No, they're really, really hard to find. There's some people I think that have started to try and recreate them, but to try and find an OEM original one is pretty much impossible.
It ain't even that. Try to find somebody to make the glass for it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to. The whole thing really didn't have a frame to it that much. It was mainly glass. And the glass curved around with the roof. And it's like, yeah, you're done.
That was almost the same way for the Trans Ams and the Camaros in the 70s and 80s. About the same scenario.
My all-time, I'll say this and everybody's going to freak on me, but my all-time muscle car, I want like a late 80s Monte Carlo.
Like an 88?
My buddies
Is
My
that
best-
the square ones that they would
Yeah.
race?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was the last year of the true Monte Carlo, and it was the only year they ever had throttle body fuel injected.
They look a lot like the oh heck, what's it called?
The Buick GNXs and the Cutlasses.
I'm thinking of the one like the one turboed car. It was like the very first production car that had a turbo in it.
Oh God, Buick Regal? No.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the Regal. What the heck
GNX.
was it?
GNX.
No, it wasn't the GNX. Fuck. A couple of guys have fixed them up on the restoration channels.
I can't think of it.
I can't think of it either. But anyway,
And
I think I
it's
know which
not
one
a
you're
Regal,
talking
I know
about.
that.
I mean, the Regals were the same body style as the Monte Carlo, but nobody knows a Buick Regal. Everybody knows the Monte Carlos, and that's why I want one.
My best friend, his dad still has his car from high school. It's a 1970 Chevelle that he built with. It's got a 454 big block in it, with a transmission with a Mickey Thompson slam shifter kit in it, and then it's got like big drag tires on the back. That
70 or
car is
71.
A
that car is
318 Dodge.
dangerous.
The Farmall says a 318 Dodge would eat a 350 Monte Carlo.
I don't think so.
Maybe a 383 or a 440, maybe.
I only had a 318 in that 96 half-ton Dodge of mine, and that thing was the biggest pooch in the world.
Maybe if you spiced it up and put a little bit bigger carb on it and stuff, you might get some more power out of it. But I don't think you could stock for stock. I don't think you could take a 350 with a 318.
Nope.
We'll see what he says.
The 360 ain't any better.
Mm-mm.
The
That's
only
why,
thing I like. Go ahead.
that's why I always stick with my 6-cylinder inline Cummins.
The 5.9.
Oh, baby. 24 valve all day long. I don't like the 12 valves. I know they're mechanical and everything like that, but the 24 valves just run great.
Yeah, that's the one thing I like about the Rams is the Cummins mainly.
That is, everybody gives me crap for owning a Dodge, and I'm like, I am stuck with Dodge because that's the only one that has a good Cummins in it.
Yeah, Toyota tried their little 4-cylinder, and that was a complete disaster to the point where Cummins doesn't even want to be associated with that engine anymore.
Right?
Like if you go to a Cummins dealer and go, I need parts for this engine, they're gonna go, that engine doesn't exist. It's all in your head.
Get out of here.
Chevrolet for 2020 they had the 2.8 liter diesel for the smaller pickups, and then they had the 3 liter Duramax for the half tons, but they only did it for 1 year.
Yeah, Ford tried that too with I forget what it was, but it was like it was a diesel that they were using in Land Rovers, and they just kind of redesigned it a little bit for the F-150. But I think the main reason why they killed it was because they didn't sell enough of them, and that was simply because the only way you could get it was in a high trim level truck, or you had to buy a fleet of them. And the average Joe that would probably buy a diesel in a pickup truck wasn't going to buy a King Ranch or a Platinum or anything, so they didn't sell very well.
Oh, the Platinum was the high-end model at the time.
Yeah, and they were expensive.
Yeah, 09 was the first year they came out with that.
Well, for Ford, it was like 17 or 18, I think, is when they first put the diesel in the half tons. And then they ran them for like 3 years, and then they quit putting them in there. From what I was told, it's because they didn't sell enough of them. And I think that was because of how they marketed it.
Oh, it's about how they market. Because those trucks, a buddy of mine had one. And even with about 200,000 on it, I think he was about 170,000. It was tuned, deleted, and that was it. And the truck still ran good, and it had a crazy amount of power for it.
Oh yeah, those diesel engines are great little powerhouses, but it was just from what I was told by the dealer talking to him, Ford didn't sell enough of them, so they figured it wasn't worth the investment. I was like, well, if they would have sold them in like an XLT and a Lariat, I'm sure they probably would have sold a lot more of them.
Now these companies are trying to go to General Electric, and I don't even see that's even going to happen.
I think. Oh, here's my take on electrics. I think instead of having a fully electric, it should be set up that your gas engine is a power plant to charge your electric system and use an electric drivetrain. You'll
agree.
get so much torque out of that, but you'll never have the problem of, oh, I gotta sit here for 4 hours and charge.
Right. You need a.
And you're still better on you still get the economic thing, because instead of now you're only running that engine for, let's say, on a 4-hour road trip, you're running it for an hour.
Yep.
So you're burning a fourth of the fuel that you were burning before. This is just speaking hypothetically.
No, it's the truth, because our dozers that are the diesel hybrid or diesel electric generator actually are proven. And if you look at it, and I think that's where a lot of automakers are losing it, Caterpillar's had a diesel generated electric drive dozer for quite some time. And I think it can go the same way for an excavator. Caterpillar hasn't done it to production yet, but I think they will. And in my opinion, if you could get rid of... that one's kind of hard, because you're still putting the engine right there to your hydraulic pump, rather than you could, go that way. But anyways, in the dozer, that dozer will pay for itself in the fuel savings cost. That little bit of your hybrid is all it takes. So when that engine is running at consistent RPMs, it never jumps up, it never jumps down. You're in the sweet spot at all times. Unless you turn to idle and shut it off. I mean, like, really, what do you got to worry about? You have nothing to worry about in that scenario. You're not running peak RPMs, and you're not running way too low where you're losing oil pressure. So that's where my mindset sits, and I'm still, to this day, will say a naturally aspirated engine hooked to a generator is the only way to go.
Yeah, because what's a turbo going to do? You're just holding the same. You're holding the same power at all times, so you're never spooling that turbo up to force more air. You're gonna see a little bit more cylinder compression, but not enough to make it justify the cost of installing the turbo.
No, and that's where the gas engine would be great at. Even, I mean, it's just one of those. I don't know. It's hard to say.
All I know is electric vehicles out here wouldn't even last that long.
Yeah, like fully electric cars. There's some charging infrastructure starting to come around, and there's I live near a local larger city with like 2,500 people in it, and there's some people now that I'll see more Teslas around, but I just don't think that they're gonna completely take over the industry anytime soon. Not in our lifetimes.
They wanted to do the same way with chainsaws, weeders, and lawnmowers. They wanted to do the same thing, and I said, no, there's no way you're going to get around that. It's
chainsaw,
like
no. The weed eater, oh, hell yeah. I would buy an electric weed eater all day long. Screw a gas engine on a weed eater. They're the most temperamental pieces of crap that have ever existed in all of time. Because what happens when they sit for like 2 minutes without being run? The carb comes up.
Never had that problem with mine, and my dad and I have still weed eaters, and we never had issues like that.
Steel's better, but just in my opinion, I think the weed eater is one of the tools that you should just buy electric.
I had one, but it was a piece of crap. It was a cheap one.
I like the old electric ones where you had to drag the extension cord through the yard.
Yeah, that's what I had.
I still see people doing that to this day.
my grandpa had on my mom's side. They lived out in the country, and he had a walk-behind mower that was a plug-in electric.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, I want to get my
Oh.
exercise. And I'm like, yeah, he had that for about 2 weeks, and then he said, screw this.
The extension cord didn't reach everywhere.
That, and a lot of the yard was sloped at like a 15-degree pitch from one end to the other, and it was like 4.5 acres. Yeah, he didn't really think that one through.
No. I'd rather have a gas-powered push mower if I have to do a yard.
I still think gas will be king. Diesel will be phased out.
I hope not.
Oh, it will. Gas stays around a lot longer without deteriorating, and in my opinion, the engines are better on emission side, but I don't know. We'll see where everything goes. We'll see where the EPA allows us to take everything, because also you get into the 700 range of horsepower, and you no longer need emissions.
Yeah, 700-800 horsepower tractors don't need emissions, and what sense does that make?
That's what I always said. And as a manufacturer, what are you going to do? My normal 100 to 600 horsepower tractor needs emissions now. Well, I'm just going to crank my engine up a little bit more, and guess what? I don't have any of the issues.
Yeah, most of the stuff that and this is coming from our ag equipment mechanic who's worked with GPF and DEF systems, is most of the problems is software related.
That's a freaking joke.
Who?
Def.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that stuff. You literally got to spend almost $50 for not even close to a 5-gallon at Walmart just to put it in your pickup.
Yep.
It's actually pretty cheap at my work. You can buy like one of those 2.5-gallon jugs for like, I don't know, it's like $30-40.
That ain't
Ugh.
cheap.
It is not.
Or no, sorry, $25.
How much? What is? How many gallons of DEF would you need per fuel tank? You know, that's what I look at.
A tank of DEF will do 4 tanks of fuel roughly on most modern tractors. At least that's what I've heard talking to farmers. But you're also talking on a tractor that big, like a 120-gallon DEF tank. Well, not that big.
That's
but
no
100-gallon DEF tank.
Ours on our excavators, because they use more DEF than they regen now, and that's what they wanted because the regen sucks. They have a 20-gallon tank, 24-gallon tank, and for some reason, when it was hot here this fall, that excavator would not regen. It used a tank of DEF a day.
Oof.
You were using about 24 gallons of DEF a day.
I'm guessing it was so cold that it just flat out couldn't get the exhaust temp up.
No. It was so hot, it didn't want to regen.
Oh, it was hot. Well, yeah, then it was probably safety, because when they go into a regen mode, they'll try to bring that up, like the EGT temp up to like 1200 degrees.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is because that it's so warm out, they just use the DEF instead. But then at the same time, when it's cold, like when it was really cold and we were dredging the pond, they hardly even used any DEF, and they weren't regenning. So you're getting more oxygen to the motor. Well, then, don't you say you wouldn't need as much of it if you're lean out the fuel? But then, how bad is that on the engine? I don't know.
Another big reason that I saw was why people were having so many emissions problems is nobody wants to let them regen. I gotta do a regen, skip. Like pretty much every construction company that has a skid loader or anything, it's always skip, and then it gets to the point where the EGR gets so, or not EGR, but the big
exhaust.
The big exhaust gas filter would get so plugged it couldn't do a regen.
Yep.
And then they were pissed because they'd have to spend $1,800 on a new DPF burner, and yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not our issue. That was never our issue. It just, a lot of times it wouldn't do its regen. And then when it did do its regen, it wouldn't fully do its regen. and then it's set up with them to be 5,000 hours they need to be changed, just like an oil change. So, yeah, we had a lot of them going out and a lot of them saying they need to be replaced, but then Caterpillar figured out how they could actually get them rebuilt, quote unquote. You're not actually rebuilding them. You're just taking them in and burning them off cleaner than what the machine could ever burn them off for.
Yeah, they run a chemical through them to clean them, because when we ever have to replace them, we have to safely quote unquote dispose of them, and they just get sent to a facility, run through an overgrown dishwasher, and then get repackaged and resent out as a new DPF. Or rebuilt DPF, I should say.
Right. Thanks for stopping in, Lindy. I appreciate it, man. Jacobs, all I can tell you, dude, if you're doing content, be consistent and upload as much as you can.
Not like Squatch.
I'm not consistent. I don't stick true to anything.
And just make sure you follow YouTube's guidelines so you don't get in trouble.
That's another thing.
Yeah. You can sneak away until you get monetized. The once you monetize, then they watch you a little bit more.
Yeah, you gotta watch what you're doing.
A whole 27 cents a view, if even that.
No, it's pretty good, and I watched a lot of smaller channels come up through the woodworks pretty quick and catch up to me really quick, because they are doing 3 to 4 videos a week, and that's what people want to see. They want to see new content all the time, and I've watched and done a lot of research and listened to people like Mr. Beast on podcasts and all that, and they say, and almost every big channel will say, they were doing daily videos to get started. Then it went to 2 videos a week. Then it went to weekly. And then they get to a point where they're like, I only have to do one video a month. No, Legacy, I didn't watch that. Foliage.
I swear he hasn't been drinking tonight. This is just how he is.
No, I haven't been drinking tonight.
He wouldn't be staying between the rows if he was.
That's why I've been cheating and using the snap line.
Yeah, I just use regular GPS. I don't tend to mess up very easily like that.
I can't say that word right, Legacy, and you know this. I'll never be able to say that word right. That's why it's foliage.
Yeah, that's another thing is, don't try to talk about something you know nothing about, because you're just gonna make yourself look like an idiot.
Jacobs, I'm in the co-op channel.
What Chippy said.
I didn't even pay attention. I was reading. But Jacob, I'm in the co-op channel, or co-op Discord. It's in the description. I don't get into it that big, dude. It all depends on how much time you got to spend on it. And quite frankly, I don't have a lot of time like a lot of other YouTubers do. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not making any near sorts of money to be able to quit my day job. So it's one of those, it's not going to happen for me probably. But I don't need my own Discord for people who come hang out. I don't do all the extra benefits for memberships and all that stuff. I just, yeah, play in a game, do some live streams, hang out with people, and take a lot of shit from Legacy.
I mean, I was just an idiot that couldn't figure out why my map wouldn't load. Turned out it was a birdhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And look where I am.
Where
Don't
are
be
you?
like me.
Birdhouse thing's never going away.
No, it's never going away.
Nope. They will put it on my tombstone.
Couldn't play FS for 3 weeks. Birdhouse.
Birdhouse. know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make that headstone. I'm gonna give it to DR. And he can put it in a graveyard in one of his maps. I'm even better.
I think we just need to make him something else besides a birdhouse. Just, I think that needs to be your birthday present Sunday. Actually, I'm gonna send you a wooden birdhouse.
Oh my
Jesus.
gosh.
I got some.
You're gonna have to send it express because my birthday's on Sunday.
Oh, it doesn't matter when you get it. It just matters when it was dated. I got some scrap wood in the garage. I'm pretty sure I could make a birdhouse out of my 2x4s that I got real quick.
The shittier the better.
Just slap it together. Here is Mr. Birdhouse, and I want to make it so it's kind of like tilted on one side like the old barns do. Paint it up, make it look like it's worn
Like
out.
when I was telling you guys about today, the guy that couldn't nail his birdhouse to the side of
Yeah.
a corn trailer straight.
That would be funny. Maybe, you never know, maybe there's a market for it. Non-straight birdhouse.
They'd probably just call it advanced architecture and charge you twice as much for it.
That's one good point.
Modernistic. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
No, we don't need to
Modernistic
get that
design.
in depth with it. I forget how much fuel these combines use.
Well, did you see there was some fashion company that was literally selling $1,800 zip ties as a
Dude,
bracelet?
it doesn't. All right, so I've always kind of was like, what the hell is with this $400 white T-shirt? What makes it so good? It's just the brand. It's just the name. That's all anybody buys things for anymore. And you're like,
Hey,
No.
you're forgetting the section of the field there, Squatch.
I gotta get fuel.
Oh, you need fuel that bad?
We're right
Yeah.
down there.
Oh, dang.
More than or less than what you think.
I can see your stream now. That's not a lot.
No.
Come on, we can have some fun and pull it out of the field. You got 5 rows left.
Just grab the bulldozer and push.
No, he's even got a towing chain for this. He was ready to run out of fuel.
I'm waiting for the mud to come in when it starts raining.
Oh, you put mud in.
Yeah,
They're gonna
but
be
it
fun.
hasn't been working the last while that I've had it, so I don't know.
Uh-oh.
All right, come on. Where are you at? There it is. I was gonna say I rebuilt this freaking fuel.
Oh, is that the one that you have to load off of one side or something?
It's not even letting me refuel. Oh wait, hey. Shh. Probably help if it was full first.
Yeah, kind of need fuel to fill with.
Mm-hmm. And I got a lot more corn to do yet.
Oh, really? You bought more fields?
No, the stuff to your left.
I'll be in just a minute. Yep. Nope.
Oh, yeah, you did leave
Yeah.
that piece.
I can't. I'm kidding, Nate. Good lord.
Easy ride.
You don't want some kids.
We talked about this. I don't have the other piece to that puzzle.
You don't need the other piece when they're already made.
Right. The work's already done. You just got to deal with them at this point.
The work is the worst part, and that's already or that's yet to come there, Nick.
What kind of manufacturer's warranty do they come with?
Absolutely none. They will come with 2 weeks of snacks that'll be eaten in a day. And they're all up to date on their shots. So I'd say that's pretty much a win.
That's fair.
Finally found a Steiger tractor that actually has a rear PTO that you can run a grain cart on.
You just now found that one?
Well, I've had it in my mods folder for a while, but I was looking it up because I know you were looking. You had a Steiger that didn't have a rear PTO that you thought about pulling a grain cart with, but most of them on the mod hub never had one, but I found one that does.
Gotcha.
Let me see, what was it? It's part of the Steiger PT350 and the FW Ford series.
Well, Jacob, I can tell you right now, Large H would be the guy to message, but it is planned for a public release at some point in time. I just don't know when.
So is this how real combine drivers do their field? They kind of just miss sections and then they come back like, oh yeah, I forgot we had corn.
Uh-huh. No,
Maybe
you
just
always
make
do.
it easier to turn around.
Yeah, you always do a cut through, and it might suck for your first 2 rounds on the cut through, but then as you get a little wider and a little wider, you don't have to do the whole back up and turn 3-point crap. But I guess I could have done 2 more passes around the end rows too, but
I was just joking about the sections you missed. We do cut throughs with silage too.
you guys cut wherever the hell you want.
Oh yeah. We don't worry about rows.
You're just like,
We're like,
huh,
hey,
huh,
that
huh.
looks like a good spot.
Yep.
I hope I come out on the other end of the field.
I
Yeah,
hope
but
I.
see. If you're a combine operator, those last rows that you were off by are called rows of shame, and everybody will talk about them up at the diner or bar
Oh.
the next night.
Oh yeah.
Rows
That's
of shame
same
aren't a
for-
thing when you plant with a 16 and harvest with a 10. And all the combines are guys are like, what the heck are you doing with a 10 row?
Meh. That is a good question though.
Hey, what a
Your cases
Squatch.
went out, and I grabbed the gas axe. Now it's a 10 row.
Squatch, you might need a new shed door. The 8000 just took off.
You liar.
No, I swear the transmission just took over. It's done that twice tonight.
Really?
This is not a manufacturing issue though.
Well, what the heck? I was going to say, you built the tractor.
I got a dispute. I need warranty.
Now they're going to issue a recall. You know how expensive that's going to be?
Yeah, no kidding.
I'd have to issue the recall. Wait a second here.
Well, there might be one coming, right? Right?
Apparently, you put a little too much Honda Civic in your car when you built it, or in your tractor when you built it.
Just-
Oh my gosh.
Just a bunch of recalls left and right.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to do a recall because y'all are going to split the tractor and find there's nothing inside and just kind of get real concerned where the horsepower is coming from.
It's magic.
All I say is triangles.
Triangles.
That's a good one. Could you imagine if somebody actually modeled the entire inside of a transmission and actually made it work? My
Oh
gosh.
gosh.
Well, you'd be careful who you say that to, because I'm pretty sure there's 2 guys I know that would be willing to do it.
Yeah, one of them is weird.
I thought we're all weird.
We're all weird.
In our own special ways.
Okay,
Not
you're
as-
a little concerning.
Not as bad as the one.
Want to race, Squatch?
I'm working on it. It ain't fair. You took the turn way too soon.
You gave me a 10 series. You wouldn't win either way.
No.
I'm pretty sure that one top, or the, what does your combine top out at, 19?
19.
Yeah, I'd win with an 8000 because those top out at 21.
Mm-hmm.
Even the low horsepower ones.
But the speedometer says it goes up to 24, you liar.
Just like the wife's pickup that I bought says it goes up to 200.
You
Can't go past 110.
couldn't go 200 miles an hour downhill with a tailwind.
I think it could. It's just governed. I'm still under warranty, so I'm like trying not to do a whole lot to that truck. I really, dude, it sounds so good, factory exhaust, but it's not loud enough. And like when you do a cold start, it sounds really good. I'm like, could I just sneak a muffler up there that doesn't quiet it so much? I don't want like a full no cats. I mean, I'm not back in high school. That truck I had with
No. If you're out there and you've got a pickup truck, all you high school kids, don't cut your cat off. Knock it out because it turns it into a resonator.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I was getting into. The one pickup I bought, it had dual exhaust. I liked the sound of it. I looked underneath. She was straight piped, and I'm like, oh god, that sucks. I wanted to throw like maybe a glass pack under it or something. And then my buddy goes, hey man, your cats are still there. Maybe we should just cut them off and straight pipe that out, and maybe it'll sound better. We crawl under there to get a better look at it, and I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure the cats have been knocked out. He's like, how do you figure? You see this little square here that is welded back on? Yeah, pretty sure your cats are knocked out. I'm like, no wonder why it is so loud. We called that truck Snap, Crackle, and or Pop because you never knew what it was going to do. Crackle or pop coming downhill when you downshift it.
Oh my gosh.
My other buddy, he had a 82 Chevy with the 454 in it pickup. He put 1.5 inch exhaust on that thing.
Ooh, that was loud.
The worst part was it was a 4-speed with 4-speed manual with, I want to say, the 410 gears in the rear.
Oh, she screamed going everywhere.
Everywhere. It could barely hit 65 mile an hour, dude. It was just like, hey, the one night we got stuck, I got stuck in the ditch. No, my friend got stuck in the ditch. And then I got stuck in the ditch pulling my other friend out of the ditch, and he showed up. And I'm just like, this is bad. This is really bad. Like, we're going to get the cops called on us. This is bad. He's just sitting there. He literally had it in second gear because first gear wasn't even enough to hardly even get the tires spinning to get traction.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just wide open. And you could hear it echo all the way through the valley. And you're just like,
sing you the songs of my people.
this is going to be a lot. At the same time, you're kind of hoping one of the neighbors wakes up and looks outside and sees there's 4 trucks there and 3 are stuck, not moving. Like, maybe, just maybe they'll come out with the tractor. No.
My best story from high school was that involved cars was, one of my buddies calls me at 11:30 on Christmas Eve night, and he goes, "Hey, are you up?" I said, "I answered the phone, didn't I?" He goes, "Can you come out to Bisky with some tools?" "Why?" "Well, I'm out here with Frankie in his Jeep." "Okay, and?" Frankie's got Bluetooth gears now." And he sends me a picture, and half of the ring gear is sticking out the cover of the back on his Jeep.
Oh my gosh.
The rear end completely grenaded on their way home. They were on their way home from a 6.5-hour road trip and made it 10 miles from home, and the rear end blew up. So we get out there, and we try and get as much of the gear train out as we can. You'd drive it about 10 or so feet, and your rear end would lock up in the Jeep and start shaking. You'd have to back it up a little bit so that the mush that was in there would get out. We drug it like 2.5 miles into town and put it at the bar for the night and went back the next morning and got it with a trailer. But that was some interesting times.
You should see it now, BS.
Oh gosh. BS, you can't tell your story. Little kids, little ears.
Yeah, we are live on YouTube. You should know this.
Yeah. BS
Well,
is
that's
BS.
corn.
I don't know what that means.
I think. Well, I'll let BS tell the story because he does it justice, but we'll have to do it off stream. I don't know if Legacy knows that story or not.
The Duramax that I picked up a couple weeks ago, it's got a little whistle in it, and the owner said it's probably because of the turbo sensor or something in there. And he also did an EPF delete, and then I was like, okay, this could be a lot worse though.
So, did you figure it out? What is it?
I've had the truck for about a week. I haven't had a chance to take it anywhere, and if I take it somewhere, it'll probably be the farm shop back at home.
To tell you the truth, do you think he might have just taken out the silencer? Somebody taken out the silencer, I should say?
I have no clue, and he was the third owner of it, so a lot could have happened to that truck.
Well,
But it looked pretty clean.
that's what I'm saying, but you never know.
Bondo hides a lot.
I bet somebody knocked out the. I shouldn't say knocked out, but I bet somebody took out the turbo silencer. Did I not put those other platform heads in? I forgot
think every
Tired Iron's
time
platform heads.
I think every time you go to stream, you always forget something.
Always, dude. This is my life. Like, where the heck have you been?
You don't even have, like, Jono 630?
No.
Like every time
Wow.
I join your stream, I always hear you.
Honeybee it
"Why not
is.
put that in?"
Failure.
You should just put a International Harvester 810 on it.
Then that'll get the John Deere and IH guys, like, they're gonna lose their minds.
Especially JCL.
Oh god. If he was in here right now, oh my god, he would have went berserk over that.
Farm sim, baby!
Eh.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Chris, you're around. I didn't know if you were gonna make it tonight.
Dang, my shoulder.
I always get that color wrong. Go back. That one.
Was that 82 pickup that you're mentioning, Squatch? Did it come from the factory with the 454 with the 4-speed, or was that swapped?
I'm not positive on that one. That truck was mangled pretty bad. It was he bought it off of somebody, and I think it was like I think somebody was building it to be a mud truck, to be honest with you. And then they lost interest and he ended up picking it up. But it was never in, like, terrible condition is the worst part. It was in really good condition for that year. I was kind of pissed that he just let it go.
Yeah. Because what my dad told me about those square bodies, he said 454 V8 big blocks were only available in automatic transmissions. He said the manual was not capable of handling that big of an engine, especially if you put it in a 3/4 or 1-ton truck.
Did not know that.
The manual wasn't able to handle it.
He said it did something to the clutch or the throwout bearing or something like that.
Huh.
Because my uncle Craig, he had a 76 3/4 ton. It was a heavy one, and
I don't think you'll be able to hook that up, by the way, to your combine.
No, that's why I didn't.
Might need a pickup truck for that trailer.
Too bad. We're roading it.
I got quite, you got the wrong color head, pal. Or the
No,
wrong color
no.
combine.
You're colorblind.
You just not figuring that out?
You're colorblind.
I just now realized that. I'm sitting
I don't know what you're talking about. I hooked up to the combine. Let's go!
Farm sim, baby!
I'm
There you
just.
go. Start
Hey, stay on the road, Squatch.
combining
We're going to
mailboxes.
this one first.
One too many roads.
Okay.
You own it, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go to the other one, you can. I just parked
No.
the 8000 series there.
We'll do this one quick because I'm just going to finish the stream off here for the next 3 minutes, and then I'm going to be done for the night. Streaming,
Gotcha.
anyways.
So we can get into some we can go rated R.
Not with you.
Oh.
And Stiffy in the same chat.
Hey, I'm not getting involved. I'm not that kind of weird. I just find his story absolutely hilarious. I still don't know how that woman is with you. I honestly don't.
Still is to this day.
Ah, Chris, I like that. I had plans to go out, but I fell asleep and I just woke up. That's
Can
what
I relate?
right? That's what happened to me last night. I was gonna come back on and stream. I went upstairs, ate supper, sat on the couch, talked to the wife, fell asleep, woke up at 5. Okay, this
I
is my
did
life
that
now.
once.
I
did
was
that
wondering
once.
because I could have sworn I heard you say you were going to do another stream that night, and I was like, did he say tonight or tomorrow night? And then he did it. I was like, well, I guess it was tomorrow night.
No, I was so meant last night. I was gonna come back on about 7 o'clock, and I talked to her, and then I set an alarm for like, I don't know if it was for 7 or not. I can't remember, but then I finally remember waking up and it's 5 a.m. and I'm like, that was not supposed to happen.
Yeah. I've done
Oops.
that, where you go to set an alarm. Okay, the alarm's going off at 7 p.m. and all of a sudden it goes off and you're looking at 7 a.m. and you're like, oh crap.
Yeah. Or them ones you take a little nap in the afternoon and you wake up at like 7 at night and you think it's 7 o'clock the next morning. And you're just really bummed out 'cause you don't really know what to do for the next 12 hours till 7 o'clock the next morning because you're like, I just slept like 2 hours. I'm really not tired. I really don't want to do anything. So you just kind of lay there
Mm-hmm.
like a bump on a log and you're like, this is not fun.
Mm-hmm. That is my life now. I am old and I just fall asleep randomly.
I
It's
fell
alright.
asleep the other day. We were top dressing wheat, and I was waiting on my nurse driver to get back. We had 2 sprayers going together, so and we were had about 45-minute trip. I guess an hour and a half round trip, basically, to get back to where we were spraying at. And so I had to sit and wait for a little bit, and I fell asleep, and I was nosed up to a bin, and I woke up thinking I was still driving and freaked out and grabbed my joystick and started backing up. I'm like, oh, I am sitting here waiting, not driving forward at the moment.
The worst one I think I ever had, and I don't know if Ethan's still in the chat, but he could back me up because he was there. I was working on a combine crew running grain cart, and we got home, like we quit really late at night. We basically just came back to the trailer and crashed. I kept waking up throughout that night like multiple times and thinking that I fell asleep in the grain cart tractor, and I freak out because I'm like, oh crap, I gotta catch a combine. And then I realized that I'm sitting in a camper. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I woke up like 3 or 4 times that night. Those guys are gonna kill me, I swear.
Ah, it's alright. We call it sleep swinging, when you kind of like start dozing in and out while running an excavator for about an hour or so.
Or any equipment, that's terrible.
I had a really bad habit of doing it almost every single day. And then you kind of like wake up every load you do and you're like, wait, I wasn't dreaming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there comes that fine line. Was I dreaming that load, or did I actually load that load? You know?
Yeah.
If you're like trying to keep track of loads or passes or whatever, you're like, shoot.
Yeah. I did that a lot. Alright, stream. I am done for the night. Thanks for joining, and see you ladies next time.